Hi, today I'm talking to Simon Bernstein from Empathy. He's got over 20 years experience in the housing sector. I wanted to talk about culture today, Simon. What's culture like within housing associations?
Well, as with every sector, it varies. You've got some cultures at one extreme which are empowering, which are entrusting, which are innovative. So get people to a very high level of engagement and performance. And you get the other extreme, which is where it's controlling, where people are more compliant than committed to the organization and have low levels of engagement, which can lead to high levels of turnover and high levels of sickness.
What are the examples where it's good? What are some of the things that you then see working really well?
I think the critical thing with this is collaboration. Is what you want is you want a culture whereby people work together. And this is particularly important now with agile working. Agile working and agile culture are two different things, but the agile working will not survive without an agile culture. And so what we're talking about here is collaboration, is how do people work together? And that means across teams, up and down the organization. And as a result of that, you get the best of all worlds because people feel as though they are empowered and trusted to do the best job that they can every single day. And one of the main comments, Johnny, that I hear in working with many organizations is staff who are on the front line delivering services saying, for God's sake, will they just let me get on with it? There's so much interference from senior people who get involved in stuff that they shouldn't even know about, never mind get involved with.
Well, have you got any examples of that where silly decisions have been taken high up?
I'll give you one which is outside housing, and that is I was working with an events venue where the chief executive was actually responsible for choosing the colour of the carpets in the meeting rooms, and there were 30 of them. What the hell? Has it got nothing better to do? I mean, anyway, that's. I'm not going to mention the housing ones for fear of recognition.
Yeah, but I'm guessing they're just as bad. Yeah.
No
Okay.
comment, John. No comment.
So you've got a good culture. I assume that then makes that can then increase decision-making speeds.
Well, absolutely. I'd like to give you four things which lead to an agile culture, which means, let's not forget what this is about. This means that an organization can proactively look at the future and actually respond and adapt to be able to meet those needs of the future. So the first thing is clearly leadership that inspires and motivates people so that people want to actually get involved. Secondly, there needs to be a real focus on the purpose of the organization, because if you're within housing, social housing is really, really vital to the future of this country. And what we need to be aware of is if people aren't clear about the purpose and so aren't committed to that purpose, then they don't get that sense of buy-in. And there's lots of stuff about particularly younger employees who aren't interested in promotion necessarily or aren't interested in money. They want to actually have a sense of purpose. It's also about speedy decision making, and that is decisions being made at the lowest possible level as quickly as possible, because people feel empowered and trusted that if they get it wrong, there's not going to be consequences. Clearly, people make mistakes, and often the most significant learning from any organization is when people have made mistakes. And that is critically important in any organization that genuinely wants to progress and evolve as we move into the future. But that won't happen unless you empower and trust your people to do the best that they can every single day. Empower and trust your managers to make decisions at the right level. And empower and trust your people have got the right intentions in trying new things, in taking risks, and in being innovative.
Simon, how do you help housing associations empower their people and trust their people?
It's all about how people behave at the senior levels. So one of the things that I would want to do with any organization is understand What's the current perception of the culture? What effect is that having on the performance of the organization? How do the senior team work together? How do a whole range of different levels work together? What's the level of collaboration? I've got no magic wand, Johnny, to go into someone and go, there it is, it's fixed. What I want to do is I want to help other people to fix it themselves. And often by having the opportunity to take a step back, to reflect on what they're doing and how they're doing it, and to reflect on how their people feel and think, that gives them the opportunity to make the changes themselves. And by doing that, there'll be much higher levels of commitment to ensure that the culture is agile, and then customers benefit from a more responsive service. People who work there benefit because they feel more motivated and engaged. And of course, the business benefits because they're likely to be more efficient, more innovative, and to be able to take advantage of any new opportunities that might come across in the future.
Simon, if housing associations are watching and in fact senior leaders are looking to empower and trust their employees, their people, what's the best way to contact you?
Before they contact me, Johnny, I want people to really reflect and be honest with themselves and think about finding out, what do people think of the current culture? I want them to really reflect on their own leadership styles and management styles. I want them to think about the sorts of things I've talked about. And when they've done that, give me a call on 07984 470 816 and let's have a chat. And there's no obligation whatsoever, but bounce things off me. I'll give people some time to actually help them to shape their ideas. And then if they decide they want some support from someone like me, great. If they don't, as long as they benefit from it, then that's fine.
Brilliant. As always, it's been delightful talking to you. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.
Thanks. Thank you.